daarvoor, dis korrek.
It's been a while.
Bal word
It
versprei.
was a lovely game. Thank you.
Is it good to play rugby after COVID? I can imagine. Eh?
Lovely, it's lovely. It's lovely to be back.
You happy with your performance today? Anything you'd like to change?
I'm actually lovely with it, but there's a few things we have to work on. But yeah, nice game.
Well, there you have it. The wise words of Tiriti Kongolo, brought to you by iTech. You're getting a shout out today. A very well played, good rugby, bud. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your Man of the Match Awards brought to you by Impact and iTech. Don't go anywhere. Pretoria Boys High versus Rustenberg coming your way. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adam Zawada. All the rugby at you coming live from a monument. It is the Candies, Pretoria Boys High School up against Rustenberg. And so much action coming at you live. Your team list coming up: Pretoria Boys High, number 1, JD Josephs. We also want to look at Kieran Kurz in that 15, the number 10, Vainant Rulofse, something to definitely look at. The Candies coming off quite a good season last year. What can they do with the Lion of Lebanon? Mr. Anthony, their coach there, obviously having a big involvement in Boys High rugby. Very nice to see. And of course, Rustenberg making their way on the field now in that light green. And your Rustenberg lineup, obviously your tight 3, Devon Meyer, Michael Peterson and Hugo van Niekerk. Sian Dedricks in that 8th man position, and Rafense Muabi in that fly half, number 10. Sorry, I do definitely want to look at that outside centre, Storm van Plaster. Some big players to look out for to see how things play out. That inside wing, Henny Bossa as well, something to do. Pretty easy to tell the teams apart here with your kit, light green, Rustenberg, and then Pretoria Boys High in the red and green, the Candies, as they're affectionately known. And our referee for today, Quinton Pretorius, will be kicking things off. And of course, for everyone busy watching at home, tell your friends, tell your family, coming at you live on Digi TV, all the way from Monument in Johannesburg, Krugersdorp. Remember as well, Oppie Bowl is on tonight after the last game. Please feel free to go have a look and a listen, and everyone will enjoy. And we're about to kick things off. What a moment. It's exciting stuff. I feel all a quiver. The water in my knees is shaking, and Boys High kicks it off, goes shallow. It does go past 10. Nice little bounce though. Boys High needs to recover. They do. The middle of the field, trying to take some contact. He finds some open space, shifts it wide. Bit of a handling error there. And immediately a break in play with a mistake over there. Ladies and gentlemen, it's good to be back. I hope you missed me. I missed you. So game just kicking off, a bit of a frenetic start. Already getting our first scrum in play. And the chair next to me has been filled. Richard, how are you, my man?
Good, and you, bud?
You excited to watch some good rugby?
Yeah, good. Some good ball today on.
No, definitely. What would you like to see from these teams coming in here today?
Yeah, it looks just like I said last night. You know, the boys just need to get on the pitch and just enjoy it. You know, it's first game after 300, 400 days. You know, it's just a matter of getting into things.
No, definitely. That first scrum already being reset. It's quite interesting. You'll see some teams have no problem with the scrum resets, and then some of the tight 3 having some problems and quite a few resets. We know it's a contentious issue with the referee, safety being the paramount concern.
Ja, alles gaan maar oor die spelerveiligheid en they want to get it right the first time around. Good scrum there.
Both teams doing well. Rustenberg retains possession. Now they've got a bit of space to run. This is a backline play, a bit of space there. Boys High needs to bring him down. They bring him down in the middle of the field nicely. Good communication coming out. Rustenberg taking the line. They're not scared of their contact. I'm loving the straight lines from Rustenberg. Might need a bit of an improvement from Rustenberg at the moment, because Boys High being allowed to pressure up high on the defense at the moment. That's better ball speed immediately. Big bounce, cleaning their rucks out well. That's what we like to see. The ball speed's improved as well. Big interception there by the Candies. Number 7, outside flanker, doing big work there for Boys High already. That's Sean. Yeah, Sean Dillon doing big things for Boys High on that. Oh, almost a bit of a Brian Habana moment there.
Yeah, just needed some pace like Brian. You know,
Yeah.
Put it between the sticks.
No, definitely. It's good to see that. It seems that both these teams are very hungry. They both want the ball. At the moment, territory is in Rustenberg's half. Boys won't mind that. They'll feel safe there.
Yeah, the boys are contesting every contest. You know, like they say in Afrikaans, daar's 'n klomp meer kykies by die racks. You know, everybody's keen and eager to get into the thick of things.
No, definitely. Muabi on Rustenberg's side in that fly-off position. Smallest first-team player I've seen in many a year, but he's quick with those hands and he's quick with his feet.
Yeah, he can sidestep a turnstile.
I haven't heard that in years, actually, Richard. This is what we like to see. Another good ruck, so another good scrum set up by the looks of it. Now they just need to follow through on that engage. It will be Rustenberg. There is a collapse on the side. Not what they would have wanted. It looks like it's going to the Candies. Rustenberg needs to be careful here. If they lose possession here, they're immediately going to be on the back foot.
Yeah, Rustenberg not being honest on the hit. You know, taking the hit from the boys. The good solid hit from Boys Eye.
I'm wondering at the moment, though, there's about 4 minutes into the game, lots of pressure there. It's going to be interesting to see. Nothing to separate the teams just yet. Flip a coin and there's your winner until these boys decide otherwise. That's a big, big scrum by both teams. Did well to make sure he wasn't offsides. Rustenberg running it well. He finds a bit of space. Beautiful offload whilst drawing two. Big space in Rustenberg. He tries to get the chip in. Player does well on the outside winger. He draws the contact. Boys Eye needs to clean this out at the moment. Rustenberg not rolling away. And exactly that. Not rolling away Rustenberg. Boys Eye gets away with something here. It was a clean take by number 14, Regan Pruss. But he got a bit lucky. Almost bobbled there. Yeah, that's why we don't eat ocean basket. Lemon butter hands.
Yep. A little bit of a juggle.
Oh, wow, Richard. They're going for posts.
It's a big kick.
Wind is behind them.
Wind is behind them across the field. Yeah, so...
it's Kian Kurz coming out there. He's literally kicking from 60 meters out. There is quite a strong breeze. If Boys Eye has a golden boot on them, this is a strategy that's going to benefit them. But they need to abuse it in the first half as much as possible with the wind, because obviously it won't work the other way around.
Yeah, it's like you said, Adam, in the previous games. If the points are there, you need to take it and just, you know, that's what the New Zealand teams do. They build up that margin, and you need to play catch-up. So let's see if this goes over.
It's not a big run-up either, step. Big two-step. It's a 60-meter penalty attempt here. It's going to have the legs by a large margin, but he has pushed it out to the left-hand side. So distance not the issue there, just target.
Big boot.
Big boot, the wind doing its fair share as well, but this is something for Boys Eye to definitely abuse if applicable. If it's anywhere now, because now Rustenberg need to worry, it might be a very nice strategy to worry about a penalty anywhere on the field. Muabi kicks it off. He goes shallow, not going for territory. Boys Eye goes up. Clean take by number 4. That was very nicely done by Hanu van der Merwe. Took it up very confident under the high ball. He's a tall man as well. Oh, knock on in the back line. Unlucky by Boys Eye. The unforced errors are going to be a big problem. Number 9, that's Oliver Binks. Not the biggest lad either, but obviously quick hands, quick feet. We know how these scrum-offs are today. Very popular stuff. Richard, so far, thoughts? What would you like to add?
Scrums are going well for Boys Eye. I think at this stage it's just getting the rhythm now. We're about a few minutes into the game, so it's just a matter of getting the nerves settled and getting into the thick of things. And yeah, they just need to settle down and have a little bit more patience. It's like they're rushing it a little bit. So. Picking up, chasing the tempo.
No, definitely. I'm hearing from the Boys Eye sideline, they're worried about the blind side from Rustenberg here. There's quite a bit of space to work with. There's only one man there, but obviously depending if the 8th man picks it up or if the scrumming can get away from the scrum, there will be an immediate overlap. Set! Big scrum by Rustenberg there. There goes the 8th man. He goes the far side though. Big hit by Oliver Binks. Does well. This looks like a back set piece play, but already a bit of advantage. And it will come back to the scrum, going in at the side of the scrum, not what they wanted. Oliver Binks costing them twice here.
Yeah, my honest thoughts, I think Boys Eye dominated that scrum, and I think the tight head of Rustenberg is struggling a little bit and going in on the angle. But yeah, the ref is always right, they say.
Muabi kicking things off. He kept that nice and low to actually get some meterage going. This is the first time Rustenberg has been inside Boys Eye's half, and now also their 22. It's the first line out of the game here. There was very poor lineouts previously in the day. It's a quick lineup by Rustenberg. Very nicely done. They look for a nice set piece play. They're going big on that blind side. Beautiful play, but a quick, good tackle there. Doing really well, Boys Eye. Quick feet there.
Time off.
Some handbags being thrown out. Blood already up, Richard? Excitable stuff.
Yeah. The boys are hitting each other with a few tissues.
I definitely think that our next sponsor for any festival should come from a handbag company.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Bring your tackles.
I don't know any mugs there.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Quinton Pretorius having a word with the boys there, especially about any handling of each other off the ball, saying that's enough now, boys, we're not doing it. But that was a wonderful little set piece by Rustenberg. They literally took it very quickly in the front of the line out, paused down, gave it in near, ran round the double dummy back and then went in on that near blind side. If it wasn't for the quickness of the hooker of Boyzai, definitely would have snuck through on that blind side. Now, just outside the 5-yard line, Rustenberg, will they do it again? No, they don't. Now they go for the rolling maul. This is what they want. Boyzai needs to defend this. It's gaining some meterage. There's the 5-yard line. Does it go out of play? No, it's kept in nicely. Rustenberg now able to run. Muabi, quick hands. Oh, couldn't find his centers though. Rustenberg, does he find the space? That's the fullback. They need to bring him down. Where's the clear ruck? There, Rustenberg gets there in time. In the 22, then Candies can't give away a penalty now.
Good solid hit on the defense.
Get away, Red.
Patience is going to play a role here by Boyzai. They can't give away any penalties. Muabi finding some space. That man is fast. He does get taken down by the number 4. It does look like a knock-on already. Lots of open space for Muabi. Those feet are light tippity-tappity.
Yeah, it's a get out of jail free card there for Boyzai. 10 pushing on the defense and opening up the gap on the outside.
Boyzai is definitely going to have to figure out something to handle Muabi's speed. He is quick, he's fast, and he's finding the gaps. It's also very nice to see with the likes of Ches and Colby being picked, Heinrich Brousseau back in the day, that it's not just all about size. And it's good to see that these skills are coming to the fore, and it's not just brute rugby.
Yeah, the defense structure of Boyzai just they need to keep their shape and just close the gap.
Definitely. Good scrum by Boyzai. They retain it. There's a bit of an overlap here. Big hit on the 22. Rush defense by Rustenberg. Working well. They need to be careful they don't get picked out. Brink sends it on the near side. A bit of space for him. He goes. He dummy fakes it. Does he get a bit of room? Big ankle tap there. He doesn't get held in the tackle though, so he keeps going. He's still going. I do believe that's number 15, Kian Kurz. That's the big boot there. Big yardage gain for Boyzai. That's what they want to see.
Number 7, Green, check your entry, please.
A player down on the field at the moment. Some big meterage gain there by Boyzai, which is really, really nice to see, of course. It was Kian Kurz, number 15. He didn't have much room to maneuver. We'll have a look and see if we can get that replay of there. He dummied up beautifully, and then where there wasn't much room, a couple meters from touch, really finding a second gear to climb into it really well, which is good to see. So Rustenberg being penalized for coming in from the side, not what they would have seen. Kurtz gets back to his feet. He does look a little sore. They will kick for touch, which makes a lot of sense. We know he's got the big boot. Do you worry, Richard, that this injury could maybe affect his play now?
Yeah, let's see. It's the first line out for Boyzai. Let's see if they settle.
They fake it up front. They go to the big lock. It wasn't the best throw, but they do manage to maintain it. I like that they pause it on the high ground. Big 8th man for Boyzai gets brought down. Not 10 yards. Rustenberg offsides. This is penalty position. They gain 10 yards from this. Do they want to go for points? Yes, it does look like they will. This should be the first points in the count here for Pretoria Boyzai, the Candies. Makes sense, really. I think it's clever rugby. I love that fact that we do running rugby, and this whole tournament has been very running rugby. But it shouldn't then come at the cost of going for points when it does seem to work.
Yeah, look, if there's points on the table, they need to take it. Like I said, build up that margin and let the other boys play catch up.
I mean, we know the try will come. It is running rugby. It is schoolboy rugby. There are a few mistakes here and there. I do believe this is number 10 for Boyzai. So this is Wynand Roelofse for Boyzai coming in. So it won't be Ken Kurz, the fullback. He seems to be their long-distance specialist. And he absolutely buries it. No questions there. Nothing to worry about too much. So Wynand Roelofse on the scoreboard for the Candies. 3-0. Rustenberg needs to watch their discipline. Quinton Pretorius, the referee, is not going to allow that kind of stuff to fly. It's a good start by both these teams. It hasn't been too frenetic, but it's been very touch and go for both sides in their approaches. Nice take under the high ball. That's what we like to see. Confident and fearless. Oliver Benk making a bit of a hash of it. It's got a bit of space. Roelofse sends it deep. Wind really helping with that meterage gain. A good 30-meter gain there. But it will go directly out, so it will go back to the kick. Not what they would have wanted. The wind probably actually helping him a bit too much there.
Yeah, I think Pretoria, boys, they need to use the wind, go and play on the other side of the half. You know, they need to build up that cushion.
Send it and lock it down.
Yeah, and second half they're going to have their facing the wind. So they need to get that cushion points right.
So Rustenberg line out. We know they've got some very interesting set pieces. They go deep, but Boyzai almost steals it. It's a bit messy at the back. Boyzai does. But I do believe it was offsides, not 10 meters, and Quinton Pretorius not allowing this whatsoever, taking it up high. Needs to be careful. That player not 10 at the moment. There's the advantage given already. They need to be careful, boys. Quinton Pretorius making his feelings clear on this. Now there's a bit of space. It looks like Rustenberg's going to score. Bit of a double there. It goes all the way back, not 10 again. Got to be careful here if they keep doing this. We have seen a penalty try today as well. Wouldn't be surprised if there's another.
It's in your hands. You need to speak to your team.
Boys, I need to have a look at their discipline. Chirping the ref, getting 10.
So captain number 8, Joshua Mitchell for Boyzai, bringing in his boys, having to have a word with them about this. It's interesting though, because literally 2.5 minutes ago, Rustenberg was on the back foot with the referee, and now it's Boyzai. So it seems a defensive issue rather than a team issue. Rustenberg finding some space. There's the wind, and there's a bit of space, and it results in a try for Rustenberg. So they open their account. That's what they like to see. It also started with Muabi, the young lad, doing big things there. That was number 7, De Fortia, that open flank. It's what we like to see.
Yeah, at the end of the day, for the Candies, discipline cost them 5 points.
There on your replay, you see Muabi spreading it out to that flanker. Flanker stepping one, releasing inside, outside again. Almost bobbles it at the line, but does well to get over the whitewash. Really positive stuff to see here. Boys, I really needs to try and get some establishment down here again. It looks like Muabi is going to take this, the small young lad for Rustenberg. He's kicking into the wind at quite an angle, so this is not an easy kick. A hush falls over the crowd. Muabi steps up, needs to put it in flat. Look at how that just holds in the wind. Doesn't even clear the line. I honestly think that would have made it if it wasn't for the wind. It had the legs.
No, the ball was just hanging there.
That's a hell of an incline plane if I've ever seen it before. It went and just held up in the wind. So kicking not an option for Rustenberg at the moment. I was quite surprised Muabi went so high with it. I think he felt that was the only way he was going to get the legs and the meat on it.
Let's give him full points for the attempt though.
No, 100%.
Oh, great gap through the middle. Just running out of support.
Good charge down by Boyzai. It will be constituted as a charge down, so they'll take possession. Boyzai doing well to retain possession. There they go deep. We spoke about the kicking. That will bounce, and will it run out with a bounce? That's a very nice meterage gain there for Boyzai. The score currently 5-3 to Rustenberg.
Yeah, clever play by Boyzai, pinning them down in their own half. Contesting in the lineout's pretty good from Boyzai, so I think that's the game plan at this stage, using the wind, pinning them down in the corners and contesting the lineouts.
If you look at that replay, what a break by Rustenberg, finding the space, the big man looking. He does slip, unfortunately, in his attempt to step, and still manages to bounce one player. Absolutely superb. I do believe that was number 8, Grobler, on Rustenberg. Absolutely superb to see in that replay. Rustenberg line out, bit sloppy. Boyzai steals it. Not what they would have wanted. So Boyzai has possession now in the 22. Bit of space to run at them now. Everyone seems a little flat-footed. The Brink sends it now wide. Now there's a bit of space for Boyzai. An unforced error. It is a knock-on, so they will lose possession. Not what they wanted. A comedy of errors starting from the line out there.
second opportunity for Boys High to put points on the scoreboard. You think, Adam, a little bit over-eager, underachiever at this stage?
Definitely, I think the main game is going to be patience for Boys High. They know they need to use this half with their kicking game, but the way to do that is build 3 phases and build the pressure, tire them out, then they make mistakes.
Crouch!
It's going to have to be a big scrum here by Boys High. It will be Rustenberg to put it in. Looking for space, he sends it out. Not much meterage gained, but there's too much pressure on the back foot there, and they're not going to get the yardage they need with their clearance kicks. Moabi's trying to keep them shallow, but then you lose meterage, as simple as that.
Yeah, Boys are using the wind and pinning them down, like I said. Their line-out's good.
Guys, please reveal your numbers.
This whole tournament, we've been seeing a tale of two halves. Is the wind playing that much of a story? Because it would make a lot of sense. Boys are good line out. They pause it up high. They send it wide now. They've got a bit of run. Big straight line. They're looking for that back line play. Good tackle by Rustenberg. Player needs to roll away. He does, though. There's a bit of space by Boys Eye. Where's the contact again? Loses it now. Now Rustenberg takes it forward. It's a turnover ball. There's a bit of space. Boys Eye's scuttling back. They're on the back foot. Rustenberg, big meterage gain. They're in the middle of the field now. Boys Eye needs to get in front of that advantage line. They need to reset. They're too tight on the ball.
Jy kan nie 17 keer rol met die bal nie.
Okay, then a mistake by Rustenberg. Little things, like you said, underachieving there. They did really well to put Boys on the back foot, and then he literally pushed the player along the ground.
You know, Adam, it's the beginning of the season, and it's most of the boys' first time out. So they need to put on the phase for phase, and we've seen it in previous games as well, where the guys are forcing the pass, and then from attack they need to go back to defense, losing possession.
Definitely, you're not going to get a perfect pass every time, but remember as well that once in a lifetime opportunity happens, and 9 out of 10 times. There'll always be another one, is my point.
Yeah. But for now, just to settle down, put up the next phase, and not just forcing the offload.
Good line out by Boys Eye. Now it's sloppy by Brink. Rustenberg tries to cover. They don't get it right. Boys Eye's able to go. It's very frenetic at the back line of the Boys Eye. Big bounce by the big man there. They're in the middle of the field. If they can put some phases together, try and get some pod work. It's a big run there by the big number 8 of Boys Eye. That is Joshua Mitchell doing hard grind there. There's a bit of space now. I want to see some forward pod work, some fringe work. Try and force a penalty. They can get 3 points and take the lead again. They come back in. This is what we're talking about. That's number 2, the hooker, Keenan Camp. And it's a turnover ball by Boys Eye. Not what they wanted. Moabi sends it out. So Boys Eye still on attack. But again, not being patient, Richard. And then this is where it falls apart.
Yeah, Boys Eye at this stage struggling to execute. You know, and although they pinned them down on this side, it's the third time that they're losing an opportunity of
Well, I mean, it's
scoring,
great, like you said, to have all that territory, but if it doesn't equate into points, it defeats the point.
100%.
Big fake back, and they go to the back again. Rustenberg falling for it. Now they can stretch. This looks like a backline play by Boys Eye. There's a bit of space here. He takes 2, brings 2 down with him.
Okay, guys, numbers 5-4. 5-4.
So Boys Eye
Numbers 5 versus 4.
Numbers in the line out.
does seem like it was a problem by Rustenberg. Again, I would think they would go for points here, though, Richard.
Free kick.
Fair enough, fair enough.
There's it on the 15, Neda.
Rustenberg need to watch their 10 yards here.
Let's go.
Pod wants to hit it. It's a big hit. Takes 3 men to bring down number 1, the loose head prop, Jada Josephs of the Candies. Boys Eye needs to keep the pressure. Can they force a penalty here? Can they force a penalty? They need the points. They have the territory. They have the possession. Nice little backline play. Big hands. Did well to recover, but then wall the hit, so it will be knock-on advantage. Rustenberg in a position of power now.
Okay, guys, no advantage.
It seems that a lot of running off the ball hasn't been great by both teams here. It doesn't seem that they're both getting back into their positions and so on. So this might be a fitness issue here at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think it's just getting the rhythm right. And just, you know, you can see the sharpness is not there yet. You know,
400 days will do that to you. Almost
yeah,
400 days.
No, it will make your rugby brain numb.
Yeah, definitely. And it's all about those quick decisions. It's a margin game of margins, and the little ones gets you the points and the glory. It will be a Rustenberg scrum. So far, the scrums have been rather good by these forward packs. Will be a reset, as I said. Bad juju, standard, commentator's curse. As you
Yeah.
mentioned, it doesn't work.
Like, at him to the other side, okay? He's dropping his shoulder.
Quinton Pretorius, the referee, having a couple of words there with the boys, making sure. We know the scrum's contentious, Richard. It's always been a bit of a contentious issue to
Come on,
make
guys,
sure
let's go.
that the boys don't hurt themselves, and obviously are trying to avoid those injuries.
I think one of the major things is when the guys go down in the crouch position and they kick back on the deload. I've seen it last night. They overextend it, and that's mainly the cause of the scrums going down.
Big scrum by Rustenberg. That's what they want to see. The eighth man loses it out. They want that extra man. There's the breakaway. Missed tackle by boys. I know what they would have wanted. Big inside center of Rustenberg losing the ball there. Did well to break the line, and that was Dalanga. Did really well to break the line. Bad offload, so it is a turnover ball. It is stolen back by Rustenberg. That's hungry. That's wanting the ball in your hand.
Let it come, guys.
Good steal there from Rustenberg.
Both teams very tight around the fringes of the ruck, though, so it does open the backline play. Boys, I can't miss tackles like that if they're going to play it. They need to be careful. That's good rush defense by Boyzai, doing well to put Rustenberg under pressure. Good counter ruck. He does go down, needs to leave the ball alone. Can't give away a penalty. Discipline's important here, boys.
No knock.
Rustenberg going backward. Moabi spreading it wide. Good rush defense. Big hit again. Rustenberg struggling to gain yardage at the moment. This is good pressure territory-wise. There's only 10 minutes left in the half. There needs to be points rewarded for all this hard work, though. Rustenberg going sideways. He needs to take that line straight. There's a bobble of the ball. Rustenberg still walk away with it, except they're going backwards. Another missed tackle by Boyzai. Not what they would have wanted. They finally bring him down. That's better.
Hands off, hands off.
Rustenberg, I didn't like that side running. They need to take that point of contact sooner.
No.
Muabi spreading again. Can Rustenberg break the line? They do seem to have a knack of breaking. By the Boyzai defense.
Yeah, pressure and patience. And at this stage, I think from Boys High, the first time tackling is letting them down.
A little bit, yes.
Even though the defense structure is in place and the press is good. So it's an honest, good, solid press. But the first time tackling is just letting them down at this stage.
What I do like about it as well is that Rustenberg seems to have picked up on this rather quickly, so they're not afraid to run the back line at them now at all. Insert an extra forward, avoid him out the ruck, don't involve him, put him in there, there's the extra man, bigger man, force that breakthrough. Then if he can get, you've got the extra numbers.
Lacking from both sides is a hard, strong, straight running at this stage. They're drifting a little bit over the field.
No. Advantage.
And
Advantage given to Boyzai, breaking the line, so there is an defensive foul there, not what they would have wanted. Boyzai wanting a run. That's better straight lines by the big Joshua. Number 8, the 8th man for Boyzai. That's the type of contact we're talking about. Number 3, doing the same thing. That's Gene Robinson. Now there's an overlap on the outside. Ball speed goes out and it goes in the corner, does beautifully, has the presence of mind to run in. That's a great try by Boyzai with the overlap by Kian Kurse. This is some good rugby now. That was the better play of the day.
yeah, hitting them small and playing them wide.
Pick your flanker. I think it's number 6 binding.
Now that's impressive stuff. In this replay, you watch the big number 3, Gene Robinson, wearing it, taking that point of contact. Both him and Joshua Mitchell, number 8, starting that. Then it goes out wide, number 10, Wynand Rolofse, feeding Kian Kurse, and Kian Kurse having the presence of mind to put it under. That will be 5 points. I must go through all the numbers there, Richard. 5 points. It puts them on 8, depending on what happens with the conversion. It did make sense in the end.
Yeah, I've got it as well. So good, honest, straight running from the boys and sucking in the defense and giving the opportunity out wide. Some space created on the outside for the speedsters.
Well, that's what I like about that, is the second we mentioned the straight running and that it maybe was a bit of a letdown on both sides. Then immediately Joshua Mitchell, the big 8th man, and Gene Robinson, the tight head prop of the Candies, ran straight, drew in 3 like you mentioned, and then it created the overlap which allowed Wynand Rolofse to spread it to Kian Kurse, who had the presence of mind on offense to find the open overlap.
Spot on.
Not what we would have wanted there by Wynand Roelofse. One of the easier kicks as well, and 2 extra points, 10-5. It would have gone a long way here.
It's like that 1 meter putt.
100%. Those are the worst. Rather give me like a 120-foot putt rather than a 1 meter. It's terrible. I must either be 2 feet in front of the hole or 20 feet away. Moabi kicks us off again. The score 8-5 currently in Pretoria Boys' Eye favour. Confident under high ball by Brink. Spreads it out. Now they're going to go for the kick. The wind helps it. This is what you want to see. Good distance there by the boys.
Candy's using the wind in the backs.
They've only got about 6 minutes left of the wind to utilise here, so they're going to have to be careful on their approach here. Because we know Rustenberg's going to do the same thing. So they need to try build a bigger lead in this first half.
That's the thing, you know, there was 15 points on the table that they take, so that's the cushion that we spoke about. And you know,
Especially when the legs get tired.
Exactly, and a half and the puff in the chest from the props.
Yeah, no, definitely. I missed what happened there. I was a bit unsighted by the line ref. It does seem that Rustenberg will walk away with possession. They're going to spread this wide, bit of open space. There's a good first-time tackle. We spoke about that. That's good to see. They need to watch these fringes. Now they go wide. Rustenberg does have an extra man, and they find the open space. 2 men drawn in. Number 15 spreads it out to the outside centre. Tries to bring him down the flanker. Doesn't do it, and they will score a try. That was some wonderful playing by Rustenberg. Absolute set piece. It was the centres. So Storm van Plaster, we mentioned him earlier, absolutely superb there. And then he laid it off to De Lange in that fullback position, and what they would have seen, absolutely superb. If you watch here on the replay, Richard draws it. See how that player draws in 2 men. That's Van Plaster doing well, making the ground. Beautiful inside centre work. Oh, sorry, it goes back to Van Plaster. So he drew 2.
Yeah.
Managed to release it to De Lange, and De Lange goes back and rewards him. What a wonderful try by Plaster.
All started with a wing of the Candies tackling in. And
you can't get drawn in like that.
He had to stay honest on his man.
Man-on-man defense, and Muabi not making a mistake from that distance, that's for sure. He gets that conversion. Exactly what they would have seen. It seemed that Boys Eye just turned off for a second and they were punished for it. The score currently 12-8 in favour of Rustenberg. This game is balanced on a nice edge at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Only about 4 minutes left in the first half. Going deep, Boys Eye, the wind helping them out. Good first tackle, that's what they need to keep doing. Go low, take those ankles. Rustenberg cleaning out well. There is a penalty though. Boys Eye needs to be careful of their discipline, especially. I have a worry that in the second half, as well, Richard, is as the legs get tired, more fouls will occur. Muabi goes deep. Wynn tries to bring it back in. And that's exactly what happened. He doesn't find touch. Curls with a bit of space. Goes low. Tries to get it to bounce funny. That's exactly what it does. But actually with a weird bounce, it goes too deep. Not what they would have wanted. Oh, almost worked out. So he went for that low kick, try and get a bit of bounce, but the whole bounce propelled the ball even forward, not what they would have wanted. Rustenberg missing an easy, not an easy catch, but one he should have stopped, and getting away with it, frankly.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the scrums.
This is right in front of us. The scrums have been quite good today, which is good to see. Seems that there's a blood medics needed, or is it a dislocated finger? So there will be a quick water break, a break in the time. This doesn't suit Boys Eye, in my opinion. It does suit Rustenberg. So this does suit Rustenberg, in my opinion, with a current lead. They want to waste time on this half of life, in my opinion at least. Playing into this wind is a nightmare at Monument. We mentioned the scrums earlier have been quite good. What is going to be the approach here by the Candies? We know it will be a Rustenberg scrum, so they will be injecting the ball. Good scrum by both teams. Rustenberg will walk away with it. That goes into that inside centre, breaks the line we spoke about first time tackling, goes to Van Plaster, and Storm's going to score his second. He's been absolutely amazing for the Rustenberg. He takes 2 tries on the day. He definitely seems to be the man to watch. First time tackles, Richard.
Basic defense error from the Candies from a set piece. Good hard running from the fly off. Like we said, direct running. That's what they need to do.
This should be a nice angle on the replay that's going to be coming up in a second. We can actually see here as it comes out beautifully. Look at the ball speed. That's what's impressive. That inside center, no one's on him.
Yeah.
Where's your man? Fullback has to cover, and it goes to Van Plaster and Storm and taking it home. And Moabe is not going to miss from there. He's been kicking very well. Rustenberg comfortably in the lead.
Yeah, where they're facing the wind, turning with the wind in the back.
Well, this is where boys I might have some problems, is literally as they turn at the halfway mark, buzzer will be going in about 30 seconds, is literally, it only gets harder from here, not easier. What's going to be the tactic changes? What's going to be the approaches? Boys are going deep again. Good take by Moabe. He gives it out immediately. No questions asked. It's not about meterage gain. That was just about wasting time. 19-8 in favor of Rustenberg at the moment. 10 seconds left in this line-out. What are we thinking here? Richard's thoughts of the first half?
I think the boys should have capitalized a little bit more on their opportunities. Like we said, there were 3 instances where they could have capitalized and they didn't. So back to the drawing board for them in the second half. Just settle down and playing the structure.
Agreed. Good straight running from Boise again. That was the hooker, Keenan Camp, doing hard work. There goes the flanker in Azar. Gets held up. Ball is stolen. Whistle is blown. And that will be halftime, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a bit of a sneaky feeling here. Mr. Anthony himself is going to have a quick word with us.
Yeah, Coach Paulie, how are you feeling about the first half?
No, look, good set piece. We've been happy with the set piece, but we turning over too softly. A lot of knock-ons, a lot of forced errors, unforced errors, I mean. But the guys are working hard, more than comfortable. First game, hopefully we can settle in the second half and come back into it. But the game's still close, so we'll see.
And defensively?
Been great up until the last.
Is jy jou gunsteling Afrikaanse vroue tydskrif op die rak, net soos ek? Wel dan is jy nou by die regte plek, want Wonder TV is die eerste Afrikaanse digitale vroue kanaal, moontlik gemaak deur DigiTV. By Wonder TV droom, leer en kuier ons saam. Maar wag, kom gou saam, dan wys ons jou wat om te verwag op Wonder TV.
Ek is hier, ek het 'n purpose. Elkeen van ons het 'n purpose. Never, ever, ever give up.
Kom kuier saam by www.wondertv.co.za.
Welcome back to the action, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adam Zawada, coming at you live from a Monument. Boys High versus Rustenberg. Everything to play for. Moabi kicks us off already. Rustenberg currently leading 9-8. It's the second half of the game. The wind behind Rustenberg's back now. The wind also picking up. How much of a factor is this going to play? The Candies facing an uphill battle into the wind, immediately playing a role there. Nice little open space he finds at Moabi, hangs back. He's got legs though. Now they need to watch it. They take him down. He's not afraid of that contact. He does fumble it forward though.
Straight down,
So no advantage. Boys Eye. Now there's a fumble backwards. Not what they would have wanted. It's a big hit again. Oh, that was just a comedy of drop, drop, drop.
Comedy of errors.
It's going to be an uphill battle for the Candies from here on up, literally so with the scoreboard and into the wind. It's going to feel like they're running uphill. Just the way this wind, we worry about how it drags at the ball. It's literally going to drag at the body.
Candies just need to keep possession, set up phases, you know, and just keep possession. And slowly but surely climb their way back into the wind.
It will be a boys' eye scrum. The scrums from both sides have been particularly good. We must give credit where credit is due. They've been holding quite well. There's a big push from both teams. Again, another good scrum. They send it out wide. Now there's a bit of space to run. He takes the contact nicely. Big bounce there. They do bring him down though. Nice little recovery from the Rustenberg player there. Now they send it again. Big contact again. That's number 4. That big left lock. Anu van der Merwe doing the hard grind. Nice and flat, but oh, not what they would have wanted there. That might be a straight card by that Rustenberg player. A bit of an apology there straight away. Let's listen to what the ref have to say.
Speler gelig en jy het hom gedraai. Toe val jy met jou skouer op sy bors terwyl hy op die grond slaan. Okay, that's mild dangerous, maar ek moet jou kaart ongelukkig vir dit kry.
Yellow card for that Rustenberg player, essentially for dumping and landing on the player down. Lifted and then didn't help him down. Not what Rustenberg would have needed. This is maybe a swan song of help towards the Candies though. They'll kick it straight out. Oh, 10 meters. It's okay, it works. That's the wind. We are going to have a quick look at this replay, Richard. If we have a quick look, it is number 13. It's a nice flat pass out. Anu van der Merwe takes the hit. That's what we want to see. It's in the next phase that it comes out. Pink puts it out. Big hit late. There we go. Oof. No, definitely a cardable offense there. He did apologize immediately. It's number 13 getting the yellow card on the side of Rustenberg. It's a big rolling maul by Boys Eye, gaining some big yards there. Number 13, Van Plaster, Storm. Not what they would have wanted now. This might have been a swan song for Boys Eye, as mentioned. This maul is still moving beautifully forward for Boys Eye.
Good solid setup.
Rustenberg missing a player in that back line. A little grubber. No one's home. There's legs on Boy's Eye. Does he pick it up clean? He does. They do bring him down on the far. Try time!
No time, well done.
Absolutely superb. Number 12. That's Jared Colser taking that try immediately. Boy's Eye stepping up under the poles with that man down on Rustenberg. That's how you come back in the second half.
Nice little grubber through.
It all started with that maul, though.
Yep, good solid setup in the maul. And taking them up about 15 meters. Nice little stab through on the rush defense.
Good ball speed.
From Rustenberg.
It's a nice little play there. A big maul going forward. Then Binks, Oliver Binks on the 9, giving to Wynand Roelofse. Roelofse with that little cheeky little grabber through. And then number 12. Jared Colser finishing it up beautifully, and they do get the conversion, and it was Roelofse who gets that. So that's good to see by Boy's Eye at the moment. So it deficits the score down to 19-15. Still 30 minutes left to play.
Nice little stab through, which is good on a rush defense. You know, just keeping them in two minds, whether they need to rush or just, you know, put it a little bit on the back seat. So.
Well, what's good to see is this is definitely how you come back in the second half. Moabi puts that shallow. What a take under the high ball by the Rustenberg player. Boys are switching off for a second here. They've got some play. They've got some open space. Rustenberg might score, return it in favor. Takes the space on the fringes. Boys needs to get back on defense. They're pushing for the whitewash. He's brought down just short, achingly close to the line over there. Rustenberg resets. That's exactly what they do. Moabi with the legs finds the space again. Doesn't get the offload this time. Now there's a big overlap. And Rustenberg will put it down in the corner. 1-for-1. That's what we want to see. And Boys Eye will be very angry at that. It came off the restart. Not what they would have wanted.
Yeah, again, the basics not getting it right. And then yet again, the defense from Boys High, not first time tackling.
And there, look at this replay there. Moabi, look at the space he's able to generate. I thought he would get the offload there. He doesn't. Then he doesn't get held. Then he gets the offload to number 11 of Rustenberg. And that is Bosa. I apologize if I butchered that a little bit. So now immediately, 24-15. This is going to be a tough conversion for Moabi. He does have the wind with him, but he's going to have to put it almost square up and let the wind drift it into the poles for him. There's a very famous YouTube video of this actually from Super Rugby.
Yeah.
90 degree to 3.
Yeah.
Almost exactly these kind of conditions. Strong wind from the corner.
Small little lad with a big foot.
He's got very fast feet and it's resulted in a try.
He's got jet shoes.
Moabi steps up to this. Pushes it left. We were worried about that with the wind. It didn't start on the right line from the very beginning. It wasn't a bad attempt. The credit where credit is due. A tough kick to begin with. So 24-15 at the moment. Boys are quick restart. They go into the 10. Need to be careful. The wind's pulled it back. It hasn't traveled 10. Finally, Moabi picks it up again. It does go 10 after the bounce. So that wind playing a large role. I like that, boys. I wanted to start that quick, though. No, they've missed another tackle. Rustenberg, open space, only the one man to beat. He looks for a pass. He dummies it out. Wonderful run on the far side. Number 8 from Rustenberg goes under. That's back to back. Number 8, Rustenberg, I believe, is Grobler going in for that try over the whitewash.
Yeah, second try with 14 guys on the pitch.
Not what they would have wanted. The replay will show this. Look at how this starts. It started with Moabi off the kickoff. That's twice Boys have let goals, tries through on the kickoff. No one tackling cover defense there. Look at this big dummy. Whop! Player falls for it on the back foot, and Kian Curse left for dead, unfortunately, there. Last-ditch effort there, nothing in it. And another try for Rustenberg, 31-15. Little mistakes being punished severely at the moment at Monument.
At this stage, it's Boys Eye, their own worst enemies at this stage.
No, definitely. Everything they seem to build, they then lose. And again, we spoke about how it's going to be an uphill battle. Now it's going to look like a cliff to climb. This one a little straighter for Moabi. Stands over this. Looks good. Oh, it hits the upright. Wind took it. He absolutely hit it at a hell of a pace into the upright. Wanted to keep it low, interesting enough, instead of just letting it get there. Maybe not the best decision making there. Moabi costing them a couple points here. Some have been tough, so credit where credit's due, but that one I think you should have put away.
Yep.
Boys are going deep. Another mistake getting punished here now.
basic errors creeping in on the boys' high side.
You saw how that wind immediately played a role there. He went deep. That would have normally been deep into the 22, maybe close to the 5. Wind just holds it up in between the 22 and 10-meter line. So immediately it gets that as an aspect. Boys are struggling against the wind, which they had the benefit in the first half, and now struggling.
Wind is playing a huge effect here. If you have a look at the banners on the other side of the pitch, it's a strong gust from the west.
I'm very much enjoying the tight 3 of Boys Eye, though.
Good solid lads.
Solid. They've been holding straight lines. They're the ones running straight lines at the moment. Big scrum by Rustenberg. Boys Eye pushing it in. Rustenberg do get away with it, though. Moabi looking for space. Big charge down by the number 12 of Boys Eye. That's what you want to see. That's Jared Colser, the try scorer for Boys Eye. Good charge down there. As I was saying, the tight 3 for Boys Eye at the moment are, in my mind, what's keeping them in this game. Every ball possession they have, they're running clean straight lines. They're not missing their tackles, and I feel that 3, it's Jade Josephs, Keaton Camp, Gene Robinson, with a shout out to Joshua Mitchell in the number 8.
Yep.
Really big stuff there.
Yeah, the front 3 doing their job. Nice solid platform in the drives and the mauls. Good honest in the scrums and good running lines. So the 1, 2, and 3.
There was the one player who I couldn't get his name. I see it's number 5. The right lock is Lilita Matsileza. Absolutely doing big things. He had that run earlier. Absolutely loving the front pack, the front 4, front 5 of Boys Eye at the moment. And it shows in their scrums as well.
Yes.
Here's a line out. Shows again. Hanu van der Merwe getting high. Now they're going to do that rolling maul that we know they can do so well. Rustenberg severely struggling. It does get brought down. Advantage given for collapsing the maul. Does get it out now. That there might be some. That's Colser getting rocked a little bit there. No advantage given. Might be a cardable offence here. Collapsing the maul, as you see the referee calling it there. I believe it was number 5 from Rustenberg. He's going to have a word with him. That's Labuskachni. Needs to be careful. I can almost guarantee money this is probably going to be a rolling maul.
I'll put my last dollar on that one.
If we both wrong, we might look a little silly here now, though, Richard. It's really good to see, though, that rolling maul being used to deadly effect. I mean, they're starting it on the 22 and getting almost to the 5. Now they're on the 5. What are they going to do with it here? Rustenberg need to watch their numbers here. They fake it. Now they go deep to Hanu again. No rolling maul this time. I knew it as we said it. They were going to double bluff it. Knew it. So it was a skew throw-in, I believe.
Yep.
Silly mistakes by Boys Eye again. They're in the driver's seat there on the 5-meter line. I'm again surprised they didn't go with the rolling maul there, because if it's unstoppable, it doesn't matter if the team sees it coming.
Then you do it from anywhere.
So it will be a Rustenberg scrum, not what Boys Eye would have wanted. It's Boys Eye being their own worst enemy. You mentioned it earlier, Richard. They do all the hard grind, then get in their own way.
Yep.
Big scrum by Boys Eye again. That one lifting up a little bit, not what they would have wanted. Rustenberg pull it out. They immediately go for the kick. They're going to get the depth. Kian Kurtz alone, though. He's going to be chased down here. He needs to pick up his pace. Rustenberg's there. He's just going to probably kick for touch. He's going to take on the player. Steps to 15 beautifully. Steps to 11 beautifully. Now he's created some room for himself. Does decide to take the contact. Good control by Boys Eye. Good rucking over. Good clean. Now Boys Eye on the front foot. That goes to Mataliza again. This is what we like to see. There's those straight lines we spoke about. Very good stuff. I'm not seeing enough pod work. I'm not seeing enough fringe work from Boys Eye at the moment, from their tight 5.
Yeah.
Or when they do it, they're doing it in the middle of the field, gaining yards. Instead of getting up there, a nice little cheeky grubber, though. This one will run out. Maybe not the suggestion, but the correct decision there again.
Yeah, the pods are lining up on this side and kicking it to the other side. So, it's like we said last night, the guys still need to gel a little bit, get the rhythm right. And at this stage, it's good rugby, though.
Agreed. The yellow card coming back on. Let's have a
The card
listen
was
here.
indeed unfortunate, but please keep the discipline and play rugby. Enjoy.
Referee just having a quick word with Storm van Plaster there. It was a cardable offence and the referee had to do it, but Van Plaster immediately apologising to the Boys Eye player, realising his mistake. I don't think there was any intent or malice in that.
No.
Goes deep. Van Rustenberg does well to recover it though. Boys are trying to clean up that ball, that ruck. Doesn't get away with it. Rustenberg's going to run at them. Muabi sends it. Now there's space. There's open space again. Not what they would have wanted. The defense letting them down. Inside center does really well. He needed to release that. He does get it off. Now there's a knock on. Not what they would have wanted. Boys, I keep the advantage as they go forward. That was number 12. That's Van der Lange. That's a Dalanga. And a big kick out. That's going to hang up in the air. Muabi settling underneath it. He knocks it on though, not what they would have wanted. Boys, I have the advantage. The referee didn't say much. I think he let that play. It's good to see that sometimes. Needs to watch the rip out. Boys are in a good position here. Let's pod. This is exactly what happens after that. Big run by Mtaliza. Solid stuff. Rustenberg looking dead on their feet though. They're not spreading. Now boys, I have a big overlap on the far side. Can they do it? He takes the contact. Maybe should have released it though. Not what they wanted. Rustenberg defending with their hearts here. Boys are back in position, looking for it. They can't allow those runs. DeLonge did really well to break the line there for Rustenberg. Boys are finding a bit of space now. They need to fringe it. Can they clean this out? Mtaliza immediately there to help clear. And Van der Merwe. Now there's a big pot. He doesn't have the support. They do clear it out. This is good to see by Boys Eye. Let's see if they can keep it going. They spread it wide. Only 2 men. Those men are outnumbered. Not what they would have wanted. He needs to help ruck him over. Otherwise they're going to lose possession here. They pull him off his feet. Good ruck in the end by Boys. Mtaliza wears it. Nicely done. He's got Hannu van der Merwe in support. This is what we want to see. Rustenberg supporting really, really well at the moment. Their defense has been very disciplined. Not a single penalty given at the moment. No advantage called. Now they want to pot again. It's Oliver Brink. Smallest man on the Boys' Eye side decides to wear it himself. He did have the big men behind him propelling him forward. Again, he needs to roll away, Rustenberg. There's the penalty. Rustenberg not rolling away. What a passage of play, Richard.
Awesome. Boys are getting the rhythm, hitting the pots.
Boys, I take that quickly. Good rush defense by Rustenberg. Immediately meters gained or lost. Rustenberg have stripped it. Now there's a turnover ball. Advantage is over. So a nice little grabber by Muabi. He gets brought down though. So Boys, I return with possession of the ball. Nice little step. Is there a bit of open space through the middle? He gets brought down. They want to ruck it over. They ruck it over well. Going through, falling over. Another little mistake there. For every great passage of play, a mistake too.
Silly mistakes creeping in and costing the boys. But a good passage of play, like you said, getting the rhythm. And I thought that's how they should have started. It's getting the rhythm going, setting up the pots, hitting him. And sad to see that not kicking out.
Not quite getting that out. He wanted to rely on the bounce there. Boys are getting some space. Kirsch finding the leg. He steps 1, steps 2. Does get brought down now. This is some good passage of play. We just mentioned it. It was exciting rugby. It really is. The score, 31-15 at the moment. Rustenberg's been punishing Boys Eye's little mistake. Mtaliza finding some space. Love the big man. He still takes 3 to bring him down. That's what we want to see. Boys Eye needs to ruck well here. They clean it well. Now, where's the space for Boys Eye? Their attack's been very, very good. Yeah. They've been struggling on defense. As I mentioned that, they find a bit of open space. Big hit on that far side. They're on the 22. It's a turnover ball, though. Knock on again from Boys Eye. Little mistakes.
Silly mistakes creeping in, costing them dearly.
I think Boys Eye will be very happy with their attack as a general rule of thumb. And it's been quite impressive how they've found the space, their general approaches, which is very good to see. Their defense has let them down, and then unforced and forced errors up high in crucial moments of the match.
Yeah, silly things. It's just, the one-on-one tackles, the one-on-one hits that wasn't honest, and they're getting cut on the outside centre.
I do think Rustenberg has a lot more speed than Boys Eye at the moment, which we haven't really brought up much. But the likes of DeLonge, Storm van Plaster and Muabi himself is cutting through that defense.
Yeah, Adam, but when you're getting cut on the outside on 13, then surely you need to push and drift, and to close it down, the gap on.
But then it doesn't help if the winger gets drawn in on the run.
Exactly, and that's where they're being exploited at this stage.
Muabi lets it go. Does he find the space? It is out, directly out, so they will go back. No, they won't. Apologies. That was quite an interesting tackle by Oliver Brink. He couldn't quite get the player, so he got the hand and gave him a bit of the twirl around there to see what happens.
Just get money, hit the mark. Guys, here's the mark. Over there, here's it.
Boys, I like that. Boys, I want to take it quick. I am quite a fan of that. It's a restart they've done rather quickly. It did result in a try, though, but I like the mentality behind it more than maybe the result.
Yeah, I promise you, when Coach Paul Anthony is involved, there will be no unfit play on his side. You know, he's an absolute machine getting the boys strong and fit. And I think they want to pick up the tempo to move the big boys of Rustenberg all over the pitch.
The first real sloppy line-out from the Candies there, resulting in ball by Rustenberg. That charge down by Mtaliza. He's been really impressing me now for the last 30 minutes. Really, really impressive play there.
Yeah, he's been playing his heart out.
Yeah, definitely. Heart on his sleeve. Another break by Boyzai. Rustenberg's defense as well has to be completely hailed. It's been absolutely faultless the majority of the game. Very disciplined as well, not giving many fouls away or penalties whatsoever. So offsides, why as I say it, Murphy's Law, commentator's curse. Offsides by the number 10. I do believe that will then be Muabi. A rarely seen mistake from Muabi.
Yeah. Muabi has been had a brilliant game so far.
Absolutely. Absolutely. My favourites at the moment is on Rustenberg is definitely, we mentioned the tight 5 for Boyzai.
Yeah.
Definitely for Rustenberg, it's been 10 to 13.
Yeah. No, they've been cutting the Candies on the outside, like we said, and the Candies should be wary of that.
A good line out by Boyzai. There's the rolling maul now. This is a biggie. They need to be careful of the collapse. Oh no, what's happened here? Oh, obstruction. Can't move the ball before the contact. It's quite interesting. There's also 2 DeLangers on Rustenberg. They must be brothers, but their first names also start with C. Sorry, I've just got initials here. So the fullback is Sia DeLanger, and then also the number 12, the inside centre, Sia DeLanger. So when I say DeLanger, I should maybe just refer to the position rather, avoid any confusion. So the first time the rolling maul didn't work out for Boyzai there, so Rustenberg line out. Some substitutions happening respectively on both teams. Number 16 coming on, that's hooker Darren De Beer coming in for Keenan Camp, I believe. That will be hooker for hooker. Or it might be Jade Josephs coming off for Boyzai in that loose head prop position. Rustenberg line out, very clean, very nicely taken. Now, a little cheeky play there, and they immediately break the line again. This is what we're talking about, a little cheeky up and under. There's a big block there on the number 5, but number 8 for Rustenberg picks it up beautifully, and that's what we're talking about. There's those defensive issue. Rustenberg gaining 70 meters. Now they're pushing well. Mojave's got the space. Bit of a knock, but it will be another try in the corner. And again, it's coming, an interesting little line-out set piece working well. And again, those outside, inside centers doing great work with Muabi.
They've been pretty potent.
That is number 8 there doing the hard grind there. Grobler picking it up. He did score a try earlier today as well, so very glad that he's instrumental there. As you'll see, he picks up Muabi. Muabi draws one beautifully. There's the overlap, and that is... I can't say numbers in here. Number scored that? So Rustenberg comfortably in the lead now, 34-15. Boyzai needs to figure out to shore up these defensive issues. It was 12, inside center. We spoke about him. That's DeLanga as well. We mentioned how that 10, 12, 13, and 15 have been instrumental for Rustenberg today. I mean, all their tries have either come in their backline, barring their flanker and their number 8, Grobler, which has then been on interesting set pieces. And you saw Grobler on that replay doing the hard work there.
Yeah, Rustenberg, like we said, 10, 12, 13, some cutting the defense at this stage.
Muabi, it shows how tough it is kicking, even with the wind behind his back. Muabi not getting that away as he probably should have. There's a big kick up now from the number 9 of Rustenberg. It's deep. It's a dodgy pickup by the number 8 of Boyzai, but he does pick it up with Joshua Mitchell. Spreads it out now. What are they looking for? Boyzai's been good on the attack. They just haven't converted it. Good tackle, and there's another mistake in the middle of the field, a knock on. These little mistakes are what we're talking about. Couple handbags being thrown out in the middle. Somebody get them a tissue.
Yeah. Yet again pushing that final pass, and it's biting them.
But it's also, we talk about killer instinct in rugby, and what I really like to see is that both teams have made mistakes, but the ability to capitalize on another team's mistake seems to be the do or die moment for the teams that have won today. But like Mr. Anthony said as well when he chatted just at around halftime, the set pieces by both teams have been very, very good. The scrums, the lineouts, the rolling mauls have absolutely been superb at the moment. Two good scrums there again. Now there's one Standard. How is that outside centre? You see that contact, he wants to take it. He takes 3 to bring him down.
Yep.
Forces a penalty as well.
Relax.
Some blood boiling here, though. A couple of the Rustenberg players getting annoyed. They have to be careful to maybe not get a card here. Boyzai, good defense there, but Standard took 3. That will be Van Plaster. Storm Van Plaster will take 3 on there. They don't find touch. This isn't what they would have wanted. They give him a bit of open space. Back to Muabi. Muabi's got legs. Now they hit him. Oh,
What a hit.
very nicely done. There, Boyzai's defense. That's a nice little play. There's that killer instinct. Look, 1, 2, releases it nicely as well. Muabi then gets taken out. 2 big hits on both teams. He just ran out of passes, really, at the end of it. But there's that killer instinct from Rustenberg. Anywhere on the field, they're looking dangerous, and I love that about them today.
Yeah, they're playing the opportunities at this stage.
But it's been very clean about them as well, like that little play. It's these little 2-3 triangle plays that have been superb. Boyzai fakes it in front. They're going to go to Anu with Mtaliza at the back. Now they've got some time to spread it. They can't lose possession here. They're in the middle of the field. Big hit in the middle of the field, though. Wear it, boys. Needs to roll away. Boyzai spread it again. They need to watch their hands. There's a fumble error. Not a great pass from the replacement fly-off at the moment. And Storm Van Plaster snaps it up immediately, and that will be another try for what I can safely say will probably be our man of the match, Mr. Van Plaster. Storm playing absolutely superbly.
Absolutely. And I think, how many minutes to go?
10 still.
10 minutes to go. Do you think this was the final nail in the coffin for?
I do. There was a stage they could have come back, but essentially what happened is I think Boyzai, little mistakes were capitalized. I mean, that's one little bad pass and it results in a try.
Yeah, yet again, it's unforced errors. It's just costing them, man. It's like we said, that first time tackling, the pushing that final pass where they should have just set up another ruck. And
no, definitely. But all credit to credit is due. Rustenberg have played a very clean, cold, precise game of rugby.
using the wind.
Definite. Well, I mean, even in the first half, they took the lead, and it was just very impressive to see their approach to their rugby today. Very professional approach.
Yeah, absolutely. And congratulations to the coaches of Rustenberg playing against the wind, putting up the phases, and second half using the wind with the kicks, getting the boys in the corner.
No, definitely. It's almost tough to pick who to choose for these two sides who represents their man of the match. They go high, needs to watch the wind. The wind won't drag this one back. It's contended up high. Storm Van Plaster doing well there. It goes backwards though, so it is Boyzai's ball. Rustenberg needs to be careful. Now Boyzai can spread it. Can they convert something into points? There they find a bit of open space on the near side. You can't run sideways, lad. The try line's in front of you. He does strip two, but there's a knock on. Turnover ball. Muabi's got the space. Now they're on the back foot. Big step by the big man.
Guys, there was a forward there. First one was
I do believe that's number 1. That's the loose head prop, D. Meyer.
With a snazzy step.
Yeah. Oosterrand just rolled over in his bed, man. He made the man proud there.
A little Michael Flatley step.
Yeah, 100%. Lord of the dance.
Twinkle toes. But the wind is keeping the ball up in the air.
Long
It's coming down the snow.
It's the only benefit really at the restart, or maybe an up and under as approach, is you can send it, it's up there, and then you have the time to chase it down. So maybe an up and under is an approach here.
Well, that's one thing that we haven't seen today is up and unders, and you should think with the wind
Not
playing
many.
effect,
There's the
putting it
replay
up
of
in
that
there.
unforced error, the knock-on, and Stander van Plaster picking it up, Storm, a big handoff, and he'll go under the posts there on the previous try. So that replay probably highlights the game today. A mistake by Boyzone, probably through their own doing, and Rustenberg snapping it up for breakfast. 41-15 at the moment. I'm not sure if that's a true representative of the score, but Rustenberg, clear leaders throughout and absolutely deserving of this win.
Yeah, they've been more clinical.
So 6.5 minutes left. The score 41-15. Not something boys I would have been very proud of. It is a Rustenberg scrum at the moment, so they need to try to defend and keep this ball in the territory here. We know they might run it out at Boyzeye's line. Big scrum by Boyzeye. The thing is, it's tough because if there's any sort of pressure at the moment, I think Moabi is just going to let it go downfield. And what it is, because it's their scrum in their own yardage, they have to have their wingers up in a defensive line. And if Moabi sends it deep, Kieran Kurz is alone there, so then there's a lot of space to work with.
Yeah, they're just going to keep it. They're going to kick it deep and just smother him on the defense, and there's not really opportunities for him.
I actually think this is going to come to the near side because I see Storm van Plaster, Moabi, and then DeLange all having a quick chat there. So I definitely think we're going to see a nice little backline play
Do you think
between
they're going
those
to go for it?
I think they're going to run it. It's a big push by Boyzeye.
In and up. Loose head,
Unlucky.
ping, ping.
I think if they got that ball out, I think we were going to see a little thing that's practiced at break and then the spare time before and after practice, and then once it's established, coach, we have this idea. No, the coach thinks it's a terrible idea, and then decides you can only play it when we're 30 points up or whatever the case might be. Moabi struggled a bit with his boot today. It's interesting. They've relied on him a lot on his boot, and he's done good work, but it has been maybe a little hot and cold, if we're a little honest.
Yeah.
Taking their time now, under 5 minutes left of play. I don't think they're going to rush it too much until they get on to attack with ball in hand. Then I think they're going to go hard.
You think Rustenberg going to have a sneaky one in the line out again? They've been very good.
I don't think
Very
so.
creative there.
This one's more of the stock standard.
Oh, it looks like
They,
a forward pass.
big hit in the middle of the field. Those are the kind of tackles we want to see. Finally,
There's a forward pass.
forward pass, ladies and gentlemen, forward pass from Moabi, and bang! Big hit in the middle of the field. We spoke about missing first tackles. That one wasn't.
That was a solid tackle. No access there.
But it's wonderful to see, because that was that right centre again, the outside centre, Storm van Plaster. I mentioned him actually in the team list in the very beginning of the game, playing out of his socks today. Credit where credit is due. He's not afraid of that contact. He gets involved. And what's happened is today, especially, he's been rewarded for that with two tries himself.
Yep.
3 tries himself. He's got his hat trick, I believe.
Sit! Stand!
Boyzeye now with something to run. He's going to try to take the contact. He lays it off now. There's a bit of extra space. It's a knock on by Rustenberg. And there goes the whistle, and that's what will happen.
Relax, guys, relax.
So almost stolen there,
He was already committed, guys.
but Boyzeye getting a bit of a lucky break there again.
But the boys are struggling in the scrum now.
Agreed. I think tired bodies are doing it. I see Henry van der Merwe is working off. A big shout out to him for Boyzone, the number 4 lock. He played really, really well today. I enjoyed his game.
Yep.
The tight 5 for Boyzone have been their saving grace today.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
Not to take away from Rustenberg's front pack either, but you can almost see where the strategy is based, or maybe where your strongest players are and where your strategy should maybe then orientate itself on. And it's very clear that Rustenberg's isolated its 3 best players or 4 best players, and it's working within the strategy. Again, though, it's a team sport, and the absolute support by the other Rustenberg players, the flankers particularly, have worked non-stop. It's just been superb from start to finish by Rustenberg.
Yeah, Rustenberg's just been very clinical this whole game. He's taking the opportunities, playing the turnover, like we said, and not forcing the errors. Forcing passes they've been very accurate in their execution.
I've been absolutely blown away by this young Rustenberg side. Absolutely amazing. Good scrum by Boyzai. Very big. Now they stretch it out. Not a good ball. Now can Rustenberg pounce? We know that this is their habit. Muabe misses an ankle tap. He needs to take the contact. He finally wants to lay off, but he does go down. Good clean by Boyzai. They will keep possession of the ball. Rustenberg needs to watch off sides. Now they look for a pod. It's tough out there at the moment. I must admit as well, number 2, Pieterse, the hooker for Rustenberg, has also played
He's
very
been busy.
good work.
He's been busy.
The ball, the feed at the moment, not great for Boyzai.
No.
2 back-to-back passes going on the ground. But ironically, with those mistakes, they haven't lost any possession. There's a knock on there.
Yes.
Goes backwards according to the ref. So Boyzai retained possession. There's only a minute and a half left, ladies and gentlemen. But Boyzai are actually going backwards at the moment. They're not able to get any yardage. There's a nice bit of hustle there. He's being held up. Boyzai is going to bring it down. Mtaliza's there to clear up. He's been superb as well. And it is a knock on. Another mistake by Boyzai. They were physically being pushed back by the defense of Rustenberg there.
Defense wins your games, and we've seen it today.
Ironically, this is the one game throughout the tournament. It's been a tale of 2 halves, and that's not been the case here today. Rustenberg absolutely dominating the second half comfortably. The first half was a bit more balanced, but we can attribute that to fresh legs, I feel.
Yeah. Rustenberg capitalized on the opportunities, on the turnovers, and like we said, you know, nobody's playing the turnover. You know,
I've been loving their lineouts
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Cheeky little lineouts, big
very,
creative
very
set pieces.
creative, yes.
Yeah. And it's always fun to see that in rugby.
Yeah, yeah,
it really is. Who says rugby isn't a sport for artists? Oh, it's been a funny bounce. That's a turnover ball from Rustenberg. Not what they would have wanted. Boyzai goes on to the attack. They've got a bit of open space now. He does finally get brought down. Do believe that is Lita Mkwana. He's had a bit of a quiet game. I've seen him here and there, though. Now they're spreading it out. Mtaliza doing big things up front again. Absolutely loving his work. Matseliza, apologies. The feed's been struggling a bit from Boyzai. I do believe they've changed their fly-off or scrummy, and the ball speed's not been as good. Boyzai with a bit of space. Kurtz takes 1, takes 2. There goes the buzzer now, though. You hear it in the background. Now they want to push him out. No questions asked. And the ball does go out, so that will be the game. Richard, last thoughts before we sign off?
I think the Boyzai their own worst enemies.
100%.
Pushing the 50-50 passes. Rustenberg has been clinical. They've been accurate.
Amazing.
They played the turnover. They've been solid in the defense. 10, 12, 13, being brutal, cutting them on the outside.
The speed.
And I think this Rustenberg side is gonna
Do big things.
It's gonna be a good year for them.
I think so too. I think they've really built a good side there. There you hear my colleagues' word, Richard, on the thoughts of the matter. Pretoria Boys High School going down 15 points to the 41 of Rustenberg High. My name is Adam Zawada. It's been an absolute pleasure. We'll have your post-match interview coming up soon with your man of the matches, brought to you by Impact and iTech. It's been an absolute pleasure. More action coming your way. Bye for now. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adam Zawada, and we are in our post-match interview between Rustenberg and Pretoria Boys High. Absolutely dominating play by Rustenberg. It was very nice to see, and because of that, we have our first man of the match, Storm van Plaster. I do believe I got that right. Storm van Plaster, Khanet Meneer, you played beautifully today. How do you feel about the game?
It was a good game, and I'm just glad we can play this year again, rugby.
It's been a long time, but you're coming out strong. I mean, you don't need a break, clearly, the way you played today.
Yeah, but it's a team effort, not just me.
Absolutely. Some humble words from your man of the match today, presented to you by Impact. Very well played today, bud. And then our next player coming up on the side of Boys Eye. The wind playing a problem in rugby as well as in my paperwork here. Lalita Matseliza playing really well today, bud. How do you feel about today?
So I feel very great. I just think that our performance was great, but just the execution wasn't there today.
100%. Do you feel you played well today because you were grinding, you were working the whole time, non-stop?
So I like to look at it more as a team effort, team performance, not more towards myself, but to see the team itself.
Seems we found the most humble children in the country at the moment, and we're presented to you by iTech. Congratulations, well played, bud. You played really well today. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Perfect. And our last man of the match today, it is Mr. Muabi. Please come join me, bud. What he lacks in stature, he makes up in speed, and the fastest hands I've seen in the West, especially at Monument of late. Mr. Muabi, you played beautifully today, boy.
Dankie, ek waardeer dit.
And anything you want to say today? It was a good team effort, like you said. Anything that was your favorite moment in the game?
Wat vir my baie uitgestaan het is die kommunikasie wat ons in die span opgebou het en die samewerking en ons kaptein Colin de Lange ons opgebring het en bymekaar getrek het en ons net positief gemaak het en laat ons net ons koppe moet hou om by die structure moet doen wat meneer Rennie Pieterse en wat coach Nas ons geleer het. So ek dink dit was baie uitstekend geweest van die ons wat vandag gedoen het.
Leading from the front beautifully. I do want to ask, you struggled a bit with the boot today, the wind being a bit tough, you were a bit hot and cold.
Ja, dit was nogals bietjie moeilik geweest, maar met die ouens saam met my beter gemaak en om net tyd te spandeer, tyd te skep en meer om die games harder te maak en dit was net vir my brilliant geweest.
Absolutely superb. Wise words from Mr. Muabi, your second man of the match from Rustenberg, presented to you by iTech. Really well played, bud. Take down. Yeah, and there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Rustenberg making themselves very clearly heard in that moment. Back to you.